Final Fantasy XIV beginner tips. From someone who's made a lot of mistakes along the way. I've been playing Final Fantasy for around 3 to 4 weeks now, and I've probably made every mistake in the book. To make it worse, I've documented my entire journey on YouTube. My first video in the series alone has over 1,000 comments, and people aren't scared to tell me when I'm messing up. So today, I want to share with you some beginner tips on mostly the 10 big mistakes I made, so hopefully you don't make them, or if you already are, you hopefully can get on the right path quick. What's up everyone? So yeah, Final Fantasy XIV is a super overwhelming game, and the sheer volume of systems is heavy. The further you get, the more systems you unlock. I recently hit 50 and I am drowning in blue quests already. Luckily, I've had a ton of YouTube comments, a Discord full of people, and a stream with hundreds of people telling me every time I'm making mistakes and just constantly improving my game and improving how I play and just putting me in the right direction. So I thought it'd be good to make a video and share the main things that have really helped me and share them with you, so hopefully it can help other people. So let's get straight into it. The first one is really easy, but it's a mistake I made nonetheless, and that's quest priority. So the quest priority is MSQ, blues, and side quests. The MSQ is the wiggly yellow fancy marker. It's the only quest with this icon. And as fun as it is to avoid the MSQ, you need to progress it. So much is unlocked by doing the MSQ. There's enough experience from this quest alone to completely level 1 or 2 characters. The blue quests, they're unlockables. New zones, new systems, new classes, new features are all locked behind the blue quests, so you need to do them. And then side quests are not important. This isn't World of Warcraft. You can completely ignore the side quests and take your character through the game. If you do the main quests and the blue quests, you'll unlock everything, you'll progress your character, and you'll be in a really good place. You can go and do the side quests on alt characters later for good experience. I started the game taking every single side quest, and I was level 30 with a level 20 MSQ, because I was playing it like World of Warcraft. So yeah, my tip, ignore the side quests on your first character, and just go back and do them if you really want to later. Tip 2 is all about your chocobo. Your chocobo is your companion and your best friend. I thought it was just a mount until there was a wave of people asking where he was. And I was going, oh, what do you mean? I ride it all the time. And they say, no, you're level 30. Your chocobo should be fighting with you. And I had no idea. So you should take the quest called My Feisty Little Chocobo, which is from Dosset, I think, in South Shroud. I'll put the location, the coordinates on screen now. And then you can summon your chocobo with Geishel greens. Not only can you do that, but you can go into the companion menu. And when you go into that, you can unlock skills and abilities. You can turn him into a tank, a healer, or a DPS. I can't tell you how long I went before unlocking this. And I'll be honest, for like level 30 to 40, I wasn't even getting him out that often. I kept forgetting. So you can have him fighting with you forever in the open world. And there's no reason not to do this. It will speed up leveling so much. It gets him progressed and leveled up. And there's really no downside to it. Next up on things I neglected in Final Fantasy XIV is the hunting log. This is something I did not think was important. I just thought it was a silly system that was just made no sense. So before you unlock dungeons at level 16, you're out in the open world and you're mostly doing quests and fighting mobs the old-fashioned way. There are other ways to level up, but as a fresh player, you might not have unlocked them. So I'm going to assume you're just out there fighting stuff. So when you're on your own questing and killing mobs, make sure you look in your hunting log. Press H to go to it. Every 10 levels, you have a list of monsters to kill, and they have a little like a little target symbol above their head in the open world, so you can see them. You kill like say 4 of that monster. It'll tell you how many to kill, but say you kill 4, you'll get a certain amount of experience. When you kill everything in that bracket, so like all 10 of the monsters on the hunt log, you get a massive chunk of experience. If you don't want to do this as you go around, just save them until you get to level 10, and then go back and do all of them in that area. Complete the chapter, get a massive chunk of experience. And then you'll get to 16 super fast, and you can just dungeon queue and do the hunt log and just alternate that, and you'll get so much experience. On my first character, on my Dragoon, I never did them. So I'm level 53, and my hunt log, I've done one thing in there. On every other character, my hunt log is the same level as my character, because it's so important. If you take nothing from this, do your hunt log, everyone. And the next big thing not to neglect when you're leveling is daily roulettes. Not even early game. Daily roulettes are super important in the middle game, late game. Every day you get a massive chunk of experience for doing a dungeon or guild quest for the first time that day. So make sure you go and do them. If you don't want to do it on your main, try bringing up a second class. It's a really good system for bringing up a healer or a tank. I got my Thaumaturge to late 20s just by putting him in the daily roulette each day. I kind of pushed and struggled to get into 16, and then every day I'd be playing my Dragoon and I'd just go, oh, I need to do a daily roulette. I'll put him in there, half an hour, and get a massive burst of experience. I also got a tank there, got my Gladiator up to Paladin, so straight up to 30, just by a bit of leveling and putting him in a leveling roulette every day. So I highly recommend this as an alternative way to level up, or just a nice big bonus to your main character if that's what you want to do. Then on the topic of healing and tanking, some classes are locked to a healer or tank, and there are no specs. I couldn't get my head around this, I didn't understand it. If you want to be a gladiator or a warrior, you will always be a tank. That's it. You can't be a big damage dealing warrior or paladin. You are a tank. So if you want to be a scholar or a white mage, you are a healer. That's just how it is. There's no specs. I thought, I'd get to like level 50 and be able to spec into something else, or there'd be some class quest later on that let me like go into like damage dealing paladin. That's really not the case. So make sure you're happy with the role you choose before you choose that class. Go online, check what classes do what roles if you have to. But yeah, I didn't understand this for so long. It's not like other games. And then when you're doing that, make sure if you pick a healer or a tank, it is different to other games. So try and understand a little bit what it's like, and don't be afraid to swap classes. Healers spend a lot of the time in leveling dungeons just DPSing and just off healing when necessary. And tanks, aggro works completely differently. I find tanking in World of Warcraft super stressful. In Final Fantasy XIV, I actually really enjoy it. Just like real life, you've got to eat. Coming from games like World of Warcraft, there isn't a real incentive to eat food unless you're pushing late game content and you need those little extra min-max buffs. But in Final Fantasy XIV, food gives buffs all the way from the start. So always have some food on you and always have the food buff on. You can eat food twice at a time, so you can have 2 food buffs on at once, like the same buff doubled kind of thing. So one buff lasts for 30 minutes. So if you eat twice, you get a 1 hour buff. That's how it works. Don't worry too much about the stats early game. I've got about 200 boiled eggs in my inventory. I've got no idea what they do, but they give me that 3% experience buff, and I always try and have it on. So I highly recommend always eat some food. Just go on the market and just buy some. Now this is a super niche, and it's a really, really small thing. But this is one that absolutely drives me crazy because I made the biggest mistake. As part of your MSQ, you're going to get sent to an area called the Waking Sands, or the Waking Sands, in Vespers Bay. And you're going to go there a lot. It is the place you pick up quests, and it's the place you hand them in. And you are going to be going back and forth 10 plus times. And it's a long way to get there. You've got to teleport somewhere, go down this big tunnel, go through this area full of monsters, down a big bridge. You don't have to walk there. Check your inventory and you'll have tickets that teleport you there. You just click the ticket and press use, and it will teleport you straight there to hand your quest in and get your new one. I've walked there every single time for over 10 levels. Please do yourself a favor and check your inventory. Use the Vesper Bay portal tickets. There's enough to take you there for every single piece of story content you need to do. And as you progress the MSQ, you'll get more of them. So don't be like me. Don't be a fool. Use your Vesper Bay tickets. Next up is the Grand Company. Level your Grand Company as a priority. A lot of things are locked behind your Grand Company, and it's got some really cool rewards, but it's so easy to neglect. And I neglected it for like 15, 20 levels. The big ways to level your Grand Company early are the Grand Company hunting logs. So when you press H and you go to your hunting log, go down and there'll be a little icon. So I'm in the Maelstrom, so there's a little ship. Click this and you've got another hunt log. It's exactly the same as the hunt log for your class, but for your Grand Company. Instead of giving experience, it gives seals. So you want to be using this, doing fates, doing level quests, whatever you can do to get seals as much as you can. Try and get, if there's a large reward for daily seals, or like the seals for the hunt log, you only get them once. So do them as much as you can to try and push yourself. And what you're pushing towards is promotions. So promote every time you can get it. So once you hit certain caps, you can promote, and you're working towards Sergeant 2nd class. Once you get here, you can do expert deliveries. So until here, it is a struggle because you've got to do the hunt log, the seal. You've got to do the hunt log, the fates. You can do like provisions, handing in like different items from your crafting job, stuff like that. But it's a bit of a struggle until you get to Sergeant 2nd class. And then with expert deliveries, basically all the items from dungeons and trials that you don't want, You just go and hand them into your grand company for seals, and there's so many. Like, you do a dungeon and get 2 or 3 pieces of items. You go there and you just hand them in for hundreds and hundreds of seals, and you're getting the items anyway. So it's not like you're working towards it. You're not doing the dungeons for the seals. They're like a byproduct. So yeah, that's my advice. Get it leveled up early, and then you can really just churn it out later on much easier. The next thing I really want to talk about, you might not know if you're a new player, and that is the Palace of the Dead. So this is a deep dungeon, and it's kind of a little unusual because you don't really get shown it in the game, and you don't really know about it until someone tells you to go there. So that's what I want to tell you now. Please go try this out. So there's a quest called The House That Death Built. It's a blue quest that you can pick up in, I think, New Gridania. And you need to be around level, I think you need to be over 17. You need to have done your first dungeon. You need to progress a little bit in the MSQ. And then you will get a quest to go and find the Palace of the Dead. And it will take you to South Shroud to the Expeditionary Camp. And basically what this is it's a roguelike experience, similar if you played WoW to Torghast, but actually good. They've actually put thought into it. And what it does is you go in either on yourself or with a party of 4, up to party of 4, and it starts you at level 1 with reset gear. So you have predetermined gear that they give you, and you're level 1. And then you can progress up a total of 200 floors. And as you progress up these floors, you level up and you unlock new skills. But you might think, why would I go there as a beginner? And the reason to go here is to try new classes or try your current class to see what it's like. So I was level 30 when I first went here, and you go in at level 1. So you go in with one skill like you had at level 1. But then as you progress up, I got to see what the skills look like at level 50. So at level 60. So I got to see what a level 60 Dragoon looked like. So I got to see all like the expansion skills and some really cool abilities that made me realize, oh, I really want to stick with Dragoon, because I wasn't sure. I was trying lots of different classes. So if there's a class you want to try, maybe it's a healer, maybe it's a tank, maybe it's a range damage dealer, take it in there at level 15 or 16, really low level, and take it in here and you'll see what it plays like at those high levels. You can take it all the way to max level and see how strong it is, how cool it is. Maybe you'll realize you really like the class, or it's not for you. Not only that, but go in there as a low level, you do get a ton of experience if you progress up these floors quite well. I think we got to like floor 50, and I gained a few levels, so I definitely recommend trying this out as a new player. And then my final tip, have fun. The MSQ isn't going anywhere, and you only get to experience it once. If you enjoy fishing like me, go ocean fishing every 2 hours. Take those breaks. If you enjoy the golden saucer, go become an expert chocobo jockey. Spend 5 hours mining and leveling your miner and doing the mining quests. Or just sit in Limsa chatting to cat girls. Do whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do, make sure you're having fun. The game gives you as much as you put in. So don't fall for the grind. Just pace yourself and enjoy the game. Find a community of people. Find friends. Join an FC. Just have fun, and trust me, this will be an incredible adventure. If you're on the fence about trying the game, there is a free trial up to level 60. I do have a series showing my playthrough that I'll link below if you do want to see what the game's like actually to play. And I've also got a Discord with over 800 people in if you want to come ask questions. We've got tons of beginners and veterans. We help each other out all the time. It's my go-to place for help, and the people in there are amazing, so I'll link that down below. Lastly, these are just 10 quick tips that I could think of. There's going to be so many more. You've probably got tips yourself that you want to share. That there's probably mistakes that you made. So please let people know in the comments. And if you see a comment with a really good tip, give it a little up, thumbs up. Share a place for people to find these good tips, because there's going to be so many. Different classes, beast tribes, different systems, traveling. There's so much in this game that I found confusing. So if you can help someone out, just drop a little comment. Thank you so much. Other than that, take care, have fun in Eorzea, and I'll catch you in the next one.